I've been hearing a lot of crazy things lately in my DMs and on social media, people trying the craziest things in order to lose weight, constantly looking for the quick fix, doing different supplements, cutting out carbs. And then there's also a lot of different wellness trends going around that are just so overwhelming that do not move the needle forward. So I wanted to talk about today just some of the wellness trends going on right now and whether they're overrated or underrated because I want y'all to lose weight and y'all are overcomplicating it and doing things that you don't need to do. So we're going to clear the air and I'm going to tell you what's actually important and worth it and what is overrated and a waste of your time and a waste of your money. So let's get into the episode. Welcome back to the Hot and Healthy Show, the podcast where we cut the excuses, tell the truth, and build the discipline it actually takes to become the hottest and healthiest version of yourself. I'm your host, Maddie Bunker. Let's get into the episode. Number one, limiting or cutting out carbs. This is severely overrated. And I thought we were past this, but I've actually had a lot of ladies tell me lately that they've been trying that. Or they're like, oh, I just need to cut out my carbs. I just need to stop eating it. Or I'm like, what's your biggest struggle? And they're like, oh, I'm just eating too many carbs. I promise you, you're probably not eating enough carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. Overall, consumption of calories and eating too many calories is what is making you gain weight, not the carbs itself. You need carbs for energy. I have 50 grams of carbs before my workouts in the morning because I need that to fuel my lifts and be able to actually have the energy to put on muscle so that I can lose body fat. Carbs are your body's main source of fuel. You need carbs in order to lose weight. You need carbs in order to sustain your life. Please do not do keto. Please do not do low carb. There is a very, very, very small subset of people in the world who can benefit from that. Other than that, you don't need to do it. And it's not sustainable or enjoyable. Like, if you genuinely think you can cut out carbs for the rest of your life, by all means, go do it. But you probably can't. You don't want to. What happens when your friends want to go out and you can't have your freaking carbs? I am all about sustainable changes. And if you do not feel like you can't, if you do not feel like you can do something forever, then it's probably not going to work. So severely overrated. Number two, fasting. Again, severely overrated, especially for females. Now, there is some research out there that it can be very beneficial to fast every once in a while, do a 24, 48-hour fast. Especially for guys, that can be beneficial. I've never done one. I do want to try one, not to help me lose weight because any weight that you lose during that is literally just water weight. But it can be very beneficial for your body to replenish your cells, get rid of the old cells, things like that. But if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to do intermittent fasting, you're trying to fast, it is not worth it. As females, it is very, very bad for our hormones to be fasting unless you're doing it at the right time of your cycle and you're doing it every once in a while, not just to lose weight. In order to lose weight, intermittent fasting is not magic. Fasting is not magic. The only reason that it works is because you're in a calorie deficit and it's helping you stay in that calorie deficit. Now, if you do want to intermittent fast, it's not a terrible thing, but I just don't think it's sustainable or enjoyable and you do not need it. Because again, okay, let's say you normally skip breakfast. What if your friends want to go out for breakfast? What are you going to do? Is that whole day ruined just because you ruined your intermittent fasting? Are you going to say no to them all the time? It's not enjoyable. It's not sustainable. And as females, it is the best thing for our hormones to eat within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. So many people are trying to fast. They're trying to do fasted workouts. That's causing issues because you're not able to actually perform good in your workouts, which is causing you to not burn as many calories and put on as much muscle. There's a whole myriad of things. So I think fasting is severely, severely overrated. Number three, walking after meals. A post-meal digestion walk Severely underrated. This is so good for so many different reasons, but especially obviously for your digestion. If you're eating a big meal and then just sitting all day, it's harder on your body to digest. You're going to be bloated. You're going to feel worse. Obviously, it's not the end of the world if you can't go on a walk, but it can be so beneficial. And then you're obviously getting more steps in, you're getting more movement. I love walking to and from dinner if I'm able to. Even if it's a 10-minute walk after a meal, I try and always do that. Also, when you're at home, like if you do work from home or you're having dinner or whatever it is, and you eat, sometimes like if we eat too fast or our bodies just like don't digest the food immediately, obviously. So right after a meal, you might still feel hungry and want to go back for more. If you just pause, go on a 10-minute walk, and if you're still starving after that, okay, maybe we need to eat more food. But a lot of the times, like once you step away from the food, go on a walk, help your body digest it, you're not going to feel the need to eat more. So I challenge y'all to start that. I know it's not always feasible to walk after every single meal, but if you can get in that habit, it is so good for your body. And then it's helping you get your 10,000 steps. Next one, going to bed and waking up at the exact same time every day. This is severely underrated. We all know sleep is also severely underrated, and the best way to regulate your circadian rhythm and actually get good sleep is to try and go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day. Your body thrives off of routine. And I've gotten to the point, like, it is annoying sometimes, even on the weekends, because I can't sleep in. But it's nice because I literally have not set an alarm for years. I do not need to set an alarm because my body is just so regulated and I wake up at the same time every single day. So if you are able to go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on the weekends, it is going to help your sleep so much. You're going to actually sleep better because your circadian rhythm is regulated. And with that, getting morning sunlight is also severely underrated because number one, you're going to be getting outside, walking, but also that helps regulate your circadian rhythm. How many times can I say that word? Which will help your sleep. Yes, doing something in the morning, getting morning sunlight will help you sleep better at night. So severely underrated. Next one, tracking macros. I'm going to say underrated. I think this is a super common thing these days, but I'm still going to say underrated because so many women want to lose weight intuitively eating, and that's just not realistic. Like, can you do it? Yes, but it is a lot harder. It is so important to track your food for a time to understand how much food your body needs, how much protein you need to eat in a day, because I guarantee you are under eating your protein if you're not tracking it, and how much your body needs in order to lose weight. You have to understand those numbers. And I always tell our clients, like, yes, when you come into our program, 95% of the women are going to track their food. But we do not want you to have to track food forever. It is for a time to be able to understand your body, understand a plate, and learn like how much protein is roughly in this much chicken, how many carbs are in this meal, what foods have a lot of fat, just like understanding different foods. And then you can get to the point where you can intuitively eat, but you have to learn that skill. So I'm going to say tracking macros is underrated. Supplements is overrated. Are there supplements that can help you move the needle forward, that can help you be healthier? 1000%. But if you are not doing the basics, if you're not working out 3 to 4 times per week, if you're not getting your steps every single day, if you're not eating good, clean, whole foods, do not even think about throwing a supplement on top of it, because it is going to be a waste of your time. It is going to be a waste of your money. So many people are trying to sell you the next supplement, the next pill, the next powder, the next peptide, and you don't need them. And another thing, the TikTok girlie's always trying to sell you some sort of green powder or supplement that's going to fix your bloating. You have to get to the root cause. There is not going to be a supplement out there that's going to fix your bloating, like post-meal digestion walks, like getting real whole foods, getting enough fiber every single day. All of those things which are free, mind you, are going to be so much better than taking some sort of magic supplement, because it might help for a time, but it's not getting to the root issue. And I'll hear so many girls in my DMs be like, oh, I'm struggling with bloating. Oh, what have you tried? Oh, well, I've tried this supplement and that supplement, and I think it works, but not really for a long time. Duh, it is a pill. It is not going to help you. Real foods and good lifestyle changes and interventions are going to be so much better than any sort of supplement. So save your money. Save your money. With that fiber intake, this is a hard one for me to say because I want to say underrated, but I feel like it's trending right now on social media. So maybe properly rated. I don't know. But fiber intake is so important. And if you would have asked me even a year ago, I would definitely say underrated. You can definitely overdo it. You can do too much fiber to where you can have too much fiber where it messes up your digestion, and you can have too little fiber that messes up your digestion. A good rule of thumb is around 15 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories you consume. So if you eat 2,000 calories per day, aim for 30 grams of fiber. And I mean, I would still say probably 70% of the population doesn't get enough fiber because you're eating a bunch of processed foods versus real foods. Fiber is so good for your digestion, but also it keeps you fuller longer. So why would you not want it? Because then you're going to eat less food. So fiber intake, I'm going to still say underrated. Healing your hormones / lowering your cortisol, I'm going to say overrated because so many people diagnose themselves with a problem that they don't have. They think their metabolism is messed up. They think they have cortisol belly. They think that their hormones are messed up, and they're just not consistent with the basics. They're blaming all of these things when they haven't dialed in their nutrition. They haven't gotten consistent with their workouts. They're not sleeping 8 hours a night, going to bed and waking up at the same time every single day. So I'm going to say overrated because a lot of people are self-diagnosing themselves. Are there a lot of people who have hormone issues? 1,000%. However, before going to the doctor and trying to get on another medication or getting your blood, which I mean, I think getting blood work is really important either way, especially for females. But before spending so much money on trying to figure out what's going on, are you actually being consistent for weeks and months on end before blaming one of those things? Probably not. So I'm going to say overrated. Okay, I need to hurry up. I'm explaining these way too much. Pilates, overrated. I think it's fun. I like to go to Pilates with my friends. It's a great workout. Don't get me wrong. It is freaking hard. Like, totally, it is so hard. However, lifting weights and building muscle is so incredibly important for your longevity. I don't want you getting osteoporosis when you're older. I don't want you being weak and frail. And it's so much easier to lose body fat the more muscle you have on your body. So to get Pilates arms, you got to lift weights. To look like you do Pilates, you got to lift weights. And then you can do it for fun. You can do it once or twice a week, but please, please lift weights. Steps / walking, I would say properly rated. I feel like most people understand the importance of it. But getting 8,000 to 10,000 steps every single day, getting movement in outside of your workout is so incredibly important. And one of the biggest needle drivers, is that even a proper term? I don't know, needle movers, for fat loss is walking. So just walk more. Vibration plates are overrated. If you want to and you can afford it, by all means, it can be great. For lymphatic drainage, it can be beneficial, but it is 1,000% not going to make you lose weight. It's 1,000% not this magic quick fix. Wake up and do 50 jumping jacks and it'll do the exact same thing. Go on a run, go on a walk at a fast pace, it'll do the exact same thing. Definitely overrated. Okay, we'll do a few more here. Cycle syncing, overrated. Yes, there are different phases of your cycle where you're going to be hungrier, where you're gonna be more weak. I am in my luteal phase right now, so the gym was hard for me today, okay? But you do not need to change your workouts because you're gonna be a little bit more tired. I promise you, you're gonna be okay. If you're on your deathbed on your period, that's a whole nother issue. And that's a whole nother thing that we can talk about. Like, if your periods are so severe that your luteal phase, you can't do anything and you're weak and you're super tired, there's probably something hormonal going on that we need to talk about. But you don't need to be changing your workouts based off of your period. You don't need to be changing your food intake based off of your period. Yes, you do burn a little bit more calories while you're on your period, but you don't need to change anything. So I definitely think cycle syncing is overrated. I think understanding your cycle is very important, but you don't really need to change a whole lot. Aside from like maybe some of the foods that you're eating, like definitely when you're on your period, when you're menstruating, having those iron rich foods, having steak can be very, very beneficial. There's a lot of different like foods you can eat based off of your cycle, but I rather you just get consistent with eating healthy first, and then we can talk about that. Diet soda. I mean, I almost want to say underrated just because I think when you're in a fat loss phase, it can definitely help blunt hunger. I love a diet soda every once in a while. Is it great for you? No, but is it going to kill you? Absolutely not. And I love to go out and my friends are drinking, I get a Diet Coke. I love a diet soda. Last one, Aura Ring and watches. I'm obviously wearing an Aura Ring. I love it to track my cycle. I love it to track my steps, but I also think they're a little overrated because people will dictate how their day is going to go based off of this little guy. Oh, it said I slept bad, so I'm going to be tired today, even if you feel fine, or vice versa. Maybe you feel like you are super tired and your Aura Ring says you slept well and you're like, what's going on? I just think we take too much stock into our wearables because they're not even that accurate anyways. The calories burned, not accurate. How you sleep, I don't know. There are some nights where I am like, I literally slept terrible. I was up all night. I only got maybe 5 hours of sleep. I was barely in bed and it says I got 8 hours and I'm fine, and vice versa. Like, it's just not that accurate. And it's just not that serious. Like, your body knows if you're tired or not. Your body knows if you slept well or not. I don't think we need to be taking so much stock into it. And again, I obviously wear one. I think it's great to track your steps. I think it's great to track your cycle, but don't get so caught up and let it dictate and control your life. I feel like we're letting them control our lives. So I have a lot more where that came from. If y'all want or have other ideas for another overrated, underrated, other supplements or wellness trends that you're wondering about, definitely let me know. But I appreciate y'all listening. Make sure to give it a rate and review. Really, really, really appreciate any time y'all do that. And if you have any episodes you want to see, definitely message me on Instagram. And remember, confidence does not come knocking at your door. Go out and build it. See y'all in the next episode.